This is Ryan Johnson with moneybass.com. Out here testing out some of this equipment on this new boat I got. Brand new Z20 Nitro 2020 model. Got a lot of good things on here, but just wanted to give you a quick tip on this 360. If you're out there running this 360 mega imaging or even the first version of it, this is something that you need to see. So let me go ahead and show you this real quick and get in for the day. Okay. All right, so here we go, right here at the boat ramp. And as you know, each ramp's kind of like a small road made out of concrete, and there's a curb on each side of those. So you can see that with your eyes. You can actually see it coming down into the water. So you know what you want to do is to get that 360 mega imaging unit to pretty much show you the same thing that you're seeing with your eyes. So as we come down here, I've been moving around so you can see the curbs. You can see pretty much the details and everything in there. But like I said, I'm moving around right now, so I'm going to get out here and try to get stationary and just tweak some of these settings. But this again is a starting point for you whenever you first get on the water. Just pull right out, turn back around, and come straight out to the ramp, because you know what's under the water, and use that as a guide to tweak your settings. So basically you want to pull up as shallow as you can get so that you can actually see the curb and everything like that, and just so you can match that up with what you are seeing on the units. Those are the settings that I have, but again, everybody may need to tweak it to what their liking is, depending on how well you can see and all that kind of stuff. But I just pull in shallow first, and you know at the beginning of the ramp you'll be able to see the curb as it comes into the water and everything, and at the end of each ramp there will be like the leftover concrete, rocks, and gravel and things like that. So as you move around, you're just basically tweaking your contrast and your sensitivity and getting those to where that picture looks the best for you. So that way, once you get out on the main lake and start fishing, you have a reference point, and you can just tweak things a little bit further from there. All right, so I'm just flipping around now so we can see the back side of the ramp. There are those settings again. Let me go ahead and take that off the screen. Just exit out of that. All right, and just wait for this to update. And now we'll see as you go down the ramp, at the end of these ramps, you'll be able to see the concrete and gravel and things like that. Actually, some people come and they'll fish the end of boat ramps and catch some fish on those. Alright, so there we go. It's updating pretty good. Nice, clean, crisp picture. And that is the mega imaging. And you can also do this on that Generation 1 360 imaging, and it pretty much works the same way. The detail will not be as good, but I mean, you can definitely still see the structure and everything that you need. And when I had that unit, I was actually able to see fish also. So this mega imaging just gives you a lot more detail, better picture quality. All right, so here we go. So now you can see the end of the ramps. It's updating right now. So there's where the ramp ends, and you can see the gravel and everything like that, the leftover. And you can see that these two ramps are a little shorter than these other ones over here on this side. All right, but that's it. Once you get that on the screen, again, all you do is hit menu once, and you can just go through these settings, and you kind of just want to play around with them. But if you just want to get your picture quality set up real quick, just go to 360 Enhance, and then tweak your sensitivity and contrast to get that picture to where you want it. All right, so I'm out here with another way that you can dial in your 360 imaging unit. As you can see, I'm over here with some rocks, a nice group of rocks off to my left. And basically what I did is I came out to an area where I could physically see the rocks. Let me just head over that way real quick so you can see the rocks that I'm referring to. Okay, so right here, if you look, you can physically see these rocks. And these rocks come on out to about, I'd say 12, 13 feet of water, something like that. And as you're moving around on the 360, sorry if there's a glare on here, I'm doing my best to try to avoid that. All right, and this is a Helix 9 G3N unit. This one is a Helix 12 G2N unit. All right, so now I'm back. As you can see, the rocks are back to my left. And what you can do, now that you know those rocks are there, you can physically see those with your eyes. So you can see the big boulders, you can see the small boulders, everything like that. So all you do is you just go into your settings on whichever type unit that you have. So go into your settings, go to 360 enhance, and from there you can just kind of play around with the sensitivity and the contrast to get the picture the way that you want. And sometimes, depending on the water depth, different things like that, you may want to come in here and just tweak it a little bit every once in a while, depending on how, what you're seeing on the screen. All right, so there we go. All right, so another interesting feature that's worth playing around with is, let's see, it is the display area. So basically, once you hit menu, you're going to go down to display. 360, of course, is going to go around the entire boat. You can go to front, which will focus more of the front area of the boat. All right, so it's just changing the settings on this one right now. So that's focusing more on the front area of the boat. Then you have rear. And with this rear area, to me, what I can see this being used for is, let's say you're in an area where the wind is blowing and you need to keep the face of the boat, the front of the boat, into the wind, and therefore you're going to have to fish off the back of the boat to be able to get the cast to where you need them to go. Then you can put this 360 like on the rear, and it'll kind of give you an idea of what's on the back of the boat. But then of course you have to walk to the back to fish. Let's see, then we got left, so that'll focus more on the left side of the boat. Then you can go one more click and that'll take you to the right. So right now there is an area of rocks over to the right of the boat, so I can see where that will come in handy. If you know the isolated area that you want to fish is over to the right, then you just basically use that setting to pinpoint where you want the 360 to show. All right, so I exited back out of there. Now let's check out isolate sweep area, because this will allow you to focus more on the area that you want the 360 to aim in. So basically that's where it'll default to, set up that way. And to make it wider or narrow, more narrow, you just use the up and down arrows on here. So you got to hit that kind of right. Let's see. So there we go. So you can see it widening out, and all I'm doing is holding that down arrow, and that'll widen it out all the way to half screen, and it'll pretty much stop once it gets to half screen. All right, or if you want to make it more narrow, then you have to come back over here and hit this up arrow, and that will make the focused area more narrow. And let's see, once you want it to begin scanning just that particular area, you hit this check button, and now it'll zoom in and it'll just sweep back and forth on that area that you just designated. All right, and one more way to do that isolate sweep area is, let's say I want to focus in on this specific area right here. I can just go over to this check button, wait for it to get over to the right side of the area, hit that check button, and now it'll start going back in the opposite direction. And hit that check button again, and it'll isolate that area for me. So now, as you can see, it'll just focus on that area that I just picked for it to sweep. So those are some of the settings that you can use with the 360. Of course, nothing will take place for the time on the water and getting out here and kind of experimenting with it yourself. But I hope these tips kind of help you guys to get started on it, especially going through there and getting it initially set up on a boat ramp, because you basically want to use what you can see with your eyes as a reference point to get started. And let me see, I'll go and show you some rocks real quick, and then I'll go ahead and sign it off from there, guys, because I got to get out here and at least get an hour or two of fishing in so I can put some of these fish catches up for you on this next video. All right, guys, hope this helps out. I have some extra footage from that Humminbird 360 mega imaging unit. Just some other quick tips and everything that I had previously recorded, but I'll go ahead and add that in on this one just so you guys can take a look at it. It does have some pretty helpful information in there. But all right, guys, hope you like it. Leave me some comments. Let me know if it helped you guys out and if you have any questions. All right, see you on the next one. All right, so up here on the front of the boat, I have a 12-inch G2N unit and a 9-inch G3 unit right here. And I'm out here in 32 feet of water, but the thing that I wanted to show you is how to determine where the boat is and where your cast needs to be in relation to what you're seeing when you're looking on the screen. So right now you see the boat icon in the center of that screen. That is kind of a misrepresentation of where you are actually at. That should actually be a icon showing the 360 transducer. This little dot back here is actually the motor of the boat. So when this thing scans through, you see this little dot, that's the motor. And the rings are 20 feet apart. So from this transducer to the back of the boat is 20 feet. So let's say if you see some structure right over here, you may think that you need to cast, well, no, actually, let's say if the structure is right here where I'm touching at. So according to this icon, you would need to cast to the back off of the boat at this kind of an angle, when in actuality this is the back of the boat right here. So let me go ahead and deploy my talons and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about when it sweeps back around. So right now you see one dot right there, right there. It just went over that dot. Now I'm gonna deploy my talons real quick and you will actually be able to see the talons whenever this sweeps back by here again. So here we go right here. Here's the motor. Talons are down now. Now you'll see two other dots on each side of that one pop up on the screen. There's one talon, the motor, and there's the other talon. So in actuality, the back of the boat is way back here, which is 20 feet. So that just kind of gives you an idea of where you would need to put your cast at if you're looking at structure. So like over here, you can kind of see there's some type of log or something out here submerged, which is actually directly across from the back of the boat. So from back here, you would think that you need to cast at this angle, but you actually just cast straight across and it's right over there. So I hope this helps you guys out. If it isn't clear, just leave me a few questions down in the comment section and I'll see if I can clarify anything else you guys got for me. But this is just a quick tip for the day. So let me go ahead and pack it up, head on in. You guys have a good time out there on the water. Oh, and don't forget, subscribe to the channel if you have not, because I will be giving you tips like this every once in a while, and also coming out here on the lakes and showing you a few other things about the boat, other equipment, the way it works and things like that. A few tips and tricks every now and then, and see me catching some fish. So hope you guys have a great day.